What's going on? What's going on? It is we back with the Plug Network. This is I'm the etc. And I'm here with
Adriana Bradham, also new to the Plug Network team.
shout out, man.
And Gideon, the ambassador, also new to the Plug Network team.
Love it, love it. We growing and expanding, and we have our honored guest.
Mr. Kerry R. Porter Sr., the Louisville watchdog, the legend of law.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell us about yourself, sir.
Okay, I did 15 years for a murder that I didn't do. I was framed by people. It's a really sad story. I was framed by the Louisville police mainly, but others helped me. And the murder case caused me to have a contract hit on my head. Contract killers that call themselves Murder Inc., capable of doing horrible things. And I'm here to tell my story. And I have braved all kinds of assaults and other things behind this gate. It's going to keep on happening. I'm going to tell my story. I'm telling the truth. And if the truth lands on your lap, it's not my fault.
So I want to start off, Mr. Porter, by just releasing a few words of, a prayer, because I'm a firm believer. You take something this heavy to the Most High, right?
Yes.
Because there's spirits beyond just us, the flesh.
Yes.
So may we bow our heads. God, we thank you. We first and foremost thank you for the lady who allowed us to have this space. We ask that you put a hedge of protection over her as she's doing such good things in our community.
Yes.
God, we ask that you put a hedge of protection against us all, Lord. I ask that you protect this man who's giving out truths that a lot of us need to hear, God, but a lot of us are afraid to share. God, I ask that you touch us from the top of our heads to the soles of our feet, and you allow the Spirit to work through us, God. Do something good with this story, Lord. Let it manifest. Let a lot of things stop, oh God, because we know you're a worker, you're a healer, and you are a way maker, God. We thank you forevermore, and now we'll continue with Mr. Porter's story. So, Mr. Porter, I would like to just ask you to start off, can you tell us more about your first conviction and walk us through what that looked like for you?
Well, December the 27th, 1996, Tyrone Camp lost his life at Active Transportation Company, 520 Ship Street, Louisville, Kentucky, near Park Hill, right off of 7th Street. He was killed in the wee hours of the morning, approximately 6:35 a.m., just got back into town, and nobody, him and his identical twin brother, Jerome Camp. And they were truck drivers for Wade Houston's company, Wade and Allen Houston, Active Transportation. He was killed with a shotgun, once in the hit, once in the face, and once in the back, ambushed. The killers, it's a lot of people's belief in the investigation that he was killed for the insurance proceeds. And his wife then, my little boy's mama, is a suspect now under investigation. It's been going, I've been home 13 years. They haven't got the real killers yet. There seems to be a political protection behind it. The DNA that I gave my DNA in 2010. My DNA helped free me. Their DNA was supposed to have been tested in 2010 as well. And here we are at 2024? No DNA tested on, no more mention of it. And I was framed for that murder by Louisville police, took my case to trial. Thomas B. Wine was the trial judge. He became, when I got out for exoneration, he became Commonwealth attorney. The A.C. McKay Chavan was the prosecuting attorney, and Detective Kidd was the lead detective that told a lot of lies to the grand jury throughout the trial. And I ended up getting my freedom and sued for $7.5 million.
So as a Black African-American man, brought to the system, not by choice, not because you did anything wrong, how did that make you feel? And how did that affect your life coming out and being exonerated?
Well, exoneration is, my freedom became known to a Commonwealth attorney named Mark Baker doing a double homicide by Francois Cunningham in my Fern Creek area, Fern Creek Park. And doing this double homicide, he took the case to trial. And in 97 and 98, he let the local police know because he didn't like what was going down in my case. He let them know that I was innocent and that members of his Murder Inc. crew were responsible for it. So he turned cold on them. And as a result of that, he was given a witness protection program. And when I was exonerated, foreign doing exoneration, I wasn't given a plastic light to come home to. And they know how dangerous this crew is. They tortured and killed another unsolved murder, Tim Tudor. And that was December 13th, 1996. So my exhaustion, exoneration, it was beyond horrible. They slung my name through the mud. They're going to do that every time. Thomas Wayne said my trial was clean, but yet I was paid 7.5. So my lawsuit lawyer said they made 7.5 mistakes in my trial. So that's, the amount of money kind of proves why would you pay that amount of money? And then nobody gets locked up behind it. So my exhaustion was not regular. My exoneration was nowhere near exonerated. I'm still blamed for that murder. Thomas Wine illegally put in the paper that he still thinks I'm guilty of that murder. But now he's passed. But for elected officials to say that his belief, he's pushing upon his position and causing any future claim that could come up about my name being bad now.
And so what I hear is a man who didn't commit a crime, right? But was already pointing the finger at.
All along and still pointing at today.
So with your spirit emotionally, because I know it's hard for men to be emotionally available, right? So if this is too much, it's okay to back off or say, I'm not comfortable with that.
No.
But I want to know how your heart felt, how it affected your emotions being in this position.
It's hard to deal with it. You deal with it one day at a time, one step at a time. Wrongful conviction, you're gonna have PTSD, and you're gonna break down a lot of times. I tell my motto is there can be no more Kerry Porter no more. So that's why I'm an advocate for injustice. To tell you, the one Lord was watched out. They have sung me through the mud so bad. I'm really good at law because you taught me your ways. So I advocate for those so that there's no more persons like me to suffer this horrible nightmare.
So you talked about the law and how you know the law.
Yes, ma'am.
We know the law as a place that's supposed to protect us, right? That's supposed to serve justice. How do you personally feel about the law? What are your views on our justice system, whether that's LMPD, whether that's people in high spaces that are meant to shield us?
Across the nation, numbers don't lie. Across the nation, there's the Innocent Project Network has freed right near 4,000 right about now. Last time counted was 3,000. So if it's 4,000 of us free, it says there's a problem with the system. Out of those 4,000, a lot of them, more than 70% are Black, if it ain't 85. And that like I say again, numbers don't lie. So it is a racial thing. People may say it ain't. Thomas Wine, he had Black Judge Eula Stevenson, had him taken off the bench for 6 months without pay for wanting an all-white jury in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky has a international airport, Muhammad Ali Airport, International Airport. If we have an international airport, I don't remember when it became international, but that means we have a melting pot. Mexicans are here, they're progressing well. Africans, Latino, you name it, it is here. So if we have all of this here, and he did this in 2000. I think he took that man to court about 4 years ago. When he took that man to court, 2018, 2020, whenever it was, you are saying that you still want a 1940 all-white jury in Louisville, Kentucky, when we have all this diversity. How can that be fair? So you saying what you want justice to be, all white.
Oh, I'm getting emotional just think about it.
Yeah.
Because we love our Black people, we love our Black men, and it's sad that we're not protected.
We're targeted.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so my heart goes out to you. It
Right.
generally does.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you can speak much about it, but are you going through anything legally currently that you would like to bring to people's attention?
Yes, I was targeted to such a degree. It's funny to me. It's horribly funny because you have to laugh about it instead of crying. During my exoneration, this time 13 years ago, Dave Single announced it on September the 1st of 2011. He announced that, yes, we're going to have, it looks like we're going to have to clear Mr. Porter. Well, during that whole time, Donald Burbanks, LMPD, now Major Burbank, paid the same informant, Greg Gully, on my murder case that testified against me. He was the one that said, according to the juries, he was the one that sealed my murder conviction. So he said that I confessed to him while at CCC. That's how I killed your friend, Tyrone Camp. So this Greg Gully, come to find out, in the long run, he was a paid informant for the local police for over 20 years. Over 20 years, paid informant. So if he's a paid informant for over 20 years, the judges know him personally. All the sheriffs know him. He comes to, he parade, think about 20 years. That's a lot of parading. He has over, in my lawsuit, he has over 107 convictions tied to his name.
Which means there was a bias. There was a bias.
They're manufacturing wrongful conviction as a means to put our people down. It's all about suppressing us and making us either targets or slaves in the penitentiary. We target on the streets every day, from anything from murder to injustice to harassment. Illegal stops, pretextual stops. What the consent decree proves all of this. Y'all riding around throwing milkshake on us and filming it. Louisville, Kentucky, are y'all serious about this? Because I am. So that's why I'm an advocate, watching for the injustice.
Let me ask you a question. What do you envision a correction or solution, or what would you like to see to rectify
Very
the
good.
whole, this whole system that us as Black men have to deal with on a day-to-day, second, constant basis?
Well, the main thing we have to do is first acknowledge we're targeted because we had our weakest point, unawareness and ignorance. Unawareness. So I'm trying to bring awareness that we as Black men, we as people of color, Mexican or otherwise, they're all my people. Because we are on target, our only defense is knowledge. Only defense. The only cure to injustice is learning. That's what I did. And I'm still in a better position today than I did 13 years ago.
Yeah.
I have get myself out. Today, I have a gun case pending. I've been up since 4 o'clock. I've been online, typed up 3 things to the Department of Justice. It's a never-ending battle. So I don't sleep. I have a hit on my head, so I'm not going to sleep anyway. I'm going to stay up all night, protecting myself. At my home, I'm going to stand my ground and stand my grounds with whatever I have to see tomorrow. Their mission is to try to take me down and suppress me. My mission is to be a voice and be heard and teach my people that we need to start learning a little bit about law. That's our weakest area. You're making money off of basketball, rap, and this and that. Well, you need to defend yourself in the law courts.
And so, Mr. Porter, As we wrap up our interview, is there any last things that you would like to say to the people or get out there or anything else you'd like to lay out there before we close?
Yes, a lot of people come to me and I help a lot of people with their cases. I go down to the bishop's breakfast table to let the community know that I'm available for you. If you need, I'm not a lawyer. I can only tell you what I went through. I cannot per se give you legal advice. I can tell you what I experienced and point you to the law. And it's up to you to take that from me. Somebody to give you the faith that you too can do what I did. Have get yourself out, have free your people. We have to arm ourselves with knowledge.
And so I would like to end this by calling you the warrior. You remind me of Job in the Bible who lost it all, who went through some things, but his faith stayed strong in God and his purpose. So we thank you for coming on
Thank you.
this show. Thank you so much. And I hope
Yes.
this isn't the last time we'll hear from you.
I'm around for any interview all the time.
All right.
I want to carry forward story out there. Thank you.
Supporter, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we are going in with Bryson Tiller and Chris Brown.
Yeah. Y'all